Hello, I'm Squish, and welcome back to another Mortal Online 2 video. Today, I'm going to be going over some of the interface stuff and like the character panel and what all this means, what we're looking at here, okay? Because I think a lot of new players can get lost in the meaning of any of this stuff here. So, starting with character here, you have your armor slots. The first 5 are your helmet, chest, arms, legs. You put this stuff on to make your character take less damage from physical attacks. You can wear a cape, it's nothing but cosmetic, and you will not lose it when you die. The next slot down is arrows. You want to use broadhead arrows for ASIM bows and for short bows, and then long bow arrows for long bows. The Bokudin kind of suck, so no one really uses them. Top right, we have our trinket section. You got your amulet, then your 2 rings whenever you find them, or buy them, whatever you want to do. Then you have your weapon slots. So the first slot is going to either be a 2-hander or a 1-hander, and the second will be a shield, if you choose to use one or not. Shields will add on to your armor weight. So here also in the top right we can see my health at this current time, stamina, and mana. Going down the list, we have strength, dexterity, constitution, psych, intelligence. Strength is going to make you do more damage, have more stamina, carry more, and wear heavier armor. And it will make your character gain more muscles as well if you have more strength. You will be buffer looking. So then you have your dex, which is chance to weak spot, and movement speed, jump height, mounted agility, which means like your turning radius when you're on your mount. Constitution, gonna give you more health, more stamina carry weight also, and more armor weight. Psych gives you more mana and resistance to magic. Intelligence makes your magic spells hit harder and also gives you mana and lets you read faster. Sorry, I forgot to say this bottom right area is for your book that you're currently reading. You can go to the library in any town and pop on books. Some skills you have to learn through a book, and some reading a book just makes it so you can do it passively up to level 70, and some are to 100. Your size is the size you picked in character select or in your character creation, which then affected your height. These attribute points, as you do things like fighting, running, chopping wood, whatever, crafting will slowly go up into your other skills here. So, like I have psych to minus, so right now psych will never get an attribute point. These other ones will fill up because they're all plus, and then once they're full, and once all these attributes are used, psych will slowly start draining down into these other ones as well. So, and to change that, you can left click next to it, and you can choose which you want to be full and which you don't. So for my build, I want full strength, full dex, full constitution, full intelligence, and the least amount of psych I can. Here in statistics, this is one thing that gets a lot of people. So as you can see right now, it says I'm exhausted, low stamina reserves. What that means is this right side number, 37,408. That's why I'm at this current weight, 94 kgs. This is my maximum stamina reserves. So every time when I'm running, jumping, swinging my weapon, blocking, and I use that stamina, that comes out of these stamina reserves. So when your guys exhausted and you rest this quote unquote gray bar, the little end there, you saw it was gray. But you notice this number doesn't go up towards the left side number, doesn't go up towards the right until I get some food. So in Haven, unless you are a cook and you have decent lores on the items that you're trying to cook, you're probably going to be sitting down a lot until you leave. But because the best food in here you can get is probably spelt, and then you roast it and you eat a little bit of that, and it'll, if you had max lores on spelt and you roasted it, this would fill up like no problem. And then for health reserves, you would use fried springbok is the best food in Haven, which is the little deers that run around, and you fry it in a cooking pot. So mana reserves, you make like drinks and stuff, and then that'll fill back up. And if your guy isn't hungry, then you won't be able to fill these up. So, but once you get good food, your hunger usually stays about 1500 to 1800. And your thirst is for your potion drinking, so you can drink 10 units of a potion, and then you have to wait for this thirst to come back. So, and then you know, you got your max speed, your max jump. You see the armor weight right here. This is the max amount of armor I can wear right now is 5.95 kgs. So if I put mine on, I'm only at 4.86, but if I had heavier armor, this 5.95 could go up depending on my armor training. So once I start wearing heavier armor, this armor weight will lift this skill here called armor training. And once this gets to 100, if that's not enough armor weight, then you can read a book called Heavy Armor Training. Once you leave Haven, you can buy that book in at least Vaburnum and Meduli, maybe other places too, I'm not too sure. And on a character like this, he could probably, not sure, you get up into like the 21, 22 kg area, I think, just with these. So body heat, world heat don't matter right now. Stamina regeneration takes a hit from how heavy your armor is. Mana regeneration takes a hit from how heavy your armor is. You got your titles that you unlock, and that you can unlock, and you can enable them in here to wear them. You got your Clade gifts, which is like your talents. Every time you level up, you can pick a new one and branch out here and pick the build you want. These Clade gifts can be reset, so do not worry about messing them up. If you do mess them up, then you will want to come over here to the magic vendor.
I have what you're looking for.
And I guess not in Haven, you can't do it, but once you leave Haven, he'll have an item down here for 20 gold that will let you
Welcome
re-choose
back
your
anytime.
Clade gift points. I think the most important thing to take from all this is health reserves, stamina reserves. Keeping them up with good food. Get them close to this right number before you leave town, so you're not having to sit down a lot and stuff once you're done with Haven. Make sure the attributes you want are plussed and the ones you don't want are minused. And then I think that's about it for this stuff. So, oh yeah, and then also, see, I'm 94 kg stout. So as I eat to get health reserves, once either stamina or health gets full towards this 3981 or 37408, my character will start gaining weight here. When he gains weight here, that can increase my constitution. Or it won't increase my constitution, it'll increase my HP a little bit, depending on how much I'm missing off of the max. So when you see stout right here, I want my character to be stout. So when I do eventually get some good food and I eat these up, a message will pop up on my screen saying I'm about to become overweight when I'm eating, and what I want to do then is just immediately press X to pull out my weapon. That'll stop my guy from eating right away. Because this 94 kg stout, and I can push this up a little bit. So I'm at my like max weight for this bracket of stout. Above stout, I'll become overweight and I would lose some strength, and I think that's about it. Oh, strength and dex, and that is not what I want. So just be careful. Hunger does not matter. The only thing hunger is telling you is how much food can you eat. These are your true hunger right here, is your stamina reserves, your health reserves, your mana reserves. These are actually how hungry you are for nutrition and energy, I guess, for your character. Then you got your inventory over here, put items in it. Your starter sword, it'll never drop on the ground. Your torch, you'll never lose it. Your map, you'll never lose it. They always stay in here unless you delete them or sell them. Your action bars, you can set them up however you want. You can click them and move them. You can click these buttons up here to cycle between different ones. There's actually new keybinds right here for action bar layers. So action bar 1 layer up and down, F1, F2. So I really don't have to have all these if I didn't want to. I could put it all on one and then just switch between it as I needed different things. So you could save some screen space there. Um, in order to get your compass small like this, you want to go into your UI and check mark use round compass. You can change your mouse in here. You can change the UI scale up and down, player frame, target frame. You can change the compass size. And then we will look at the skills now. So this is where you kind of see what you know, what you don't know, what you want, what you don't want for your character build. So you come in here and you can just kind of scroll through and see if you're a new player. Oh, you should have a mortal data build that you're looking at that'll help you with all this kind of stuff. But as you're going through Haven, things are just going to start going up that you might not use later. Like later on, if I don't want anatomy, I can set this to minus, and you notice how I get the points back down here in the bottom left, even before they're out. So it's similar to the way our attributes work. When we set it to minus, once all my 1100 points are used, then it'll start pulling out of here and going into a different skill that I want it to. But for right now, I'm going to keep that like it is. And as you go through here, you just see what you want. If it's grayed out and you want it without like writing, you can learn this through action, which means I can just jump on a horse when I get out of Haven and I will start learning writing. But if I wanted to, I could read a writing book and get it to 70, before I ride a horse. So it could make things easier sometimes. Some skills that are hard to train up, it's just easier to read a book for some things. Like I'm reading ecumenical spells right now because it's just easier than shooting a target dummy with spells. And then that kind of same mentality carries over into your professions. Just figure out which professions you want, read the books, the ones you don't want, if they are primaries, which you gotta figure out by clicking through. But if they're primaries, you just set them to minus and you'll get the points back. And then in both of these skills, profession skills, or action skills and profession skills, you have this show all skills icons right here. You click this, you see resting and combine. Resting just lets you sit down and get health back and rest off gray bars. Combine will let you, like if you have granum and logs, you can make a fireplace. There's other combinations. That's the only combination I really know. I know you can mix potions back, like if you have 2 potions, you can pour one into one, that kind of stuff. And then in professions, there is a cooking one, and you can access this anywhere. You don't even need a fire. So if you if you wanted to gain lore on an item out in the wild, the best way to do it is probably to cook it. So like if you kill a horse and you get the horse corpse, then you just put it in here. If I had something I could show you. Like if I want Keraton lore, okay, but I don't want to walk all the way over and cook it, I can cold cook it right here, which it makes it kind of nasty, but you could see I still gain some skills from it. So you don't have to run back to town to gain lores and cook on a cooking pot and all that until you do this first, and then once it's all the way 100, then you go cook the good stuff. Or, like, if you're killing bears out in the wild, you take their corpses, you put them in the cooking thing here. You don't even skin them, you just put the corpse in here, hold to cook. It gives you the most lore. Cold cooking is the best way to gain lore on anything that you can cook, basically. Okay, let's see what else we got. Then we will go into his pets. So when you get out of Haven, or even in Haven, if you tame some pets, you'll see them pop up here. On the left side there will be a list of them, and their names will also pop up as tabs up here. This front one, when you press P, all these things are for all pets at one time. So you will tell all pets to attack at once. You will tell all pets to follow you. If you want to do different things for each individual pet, you will, when you see them in here, you'll click on each individual one, and then you'll take these similar icons will be in each individual pet as well. And then you will put these onto your action bar, and then use those keybinds to do the pet attacks and stuff like that. To get spells like I have over here, you need to first buy a spell book, which costs 1 gold.
See what I have for you. All is the best.
And then once you have that, you can see these are all the spells that this spellbook has right now. But you can add spells to it. I don't know if I can afford any. So when you're out and about killing things, if a person chooses to be a scribe, they can read a book, which will get you to level 70 scribing, and then it will, or you can level it up manually if you want, but there's a chance to fail. So you take these scrolls, if they're not already in this book, and you can add new spells to the book. Even if they're already in it, you can keep scribing it into it, but you just want to make sure you're doing spells that are, it'll tell you what level range they are, and once you're scribing at a certain spot, you only want to do ones that are gonna level you up. But then you can build out this book. This book will never drop from my body, and we can find all sorts of scrolls for spiritism, ecumenical, necromancy, and elementalism. And then as we get our different spells in here, we'll be able to drag these off, put them over here, and as long as we have the proper action skills to cast the abilities, we'll be able to do so.
Please come again.
If you press Z and you get your mouse out, all the stuff is movable. You can move whatever, wherever. All your action bars too. And then you have your social, where when you join a guild, you'll be able to see who's online. When you have friends, you'll be able to see who's online. And when you do have a friend, you just type /W, then their name, and then whatever you want to say to them. It's hard to tell too, but it's like you type their name first, then the message. So, and then in Haven we have the map interface, which we don't have this good of a map outside of Haven, but when you press M, as long as you have the map in your bag here, you will see the Haven Island, which has a Fabrinum here, and there is a Fabrinum in the real world as well, which in the real world, you pretty much, this Fabrinum over towards the graveyard in the dungeon, all that is the same, but everything past that is different out in the real world. And you can turn this over and see a zoomed in map so you can see where you need to look. So library, if the book's not there that you want, go check the book vendor. There's the stable, there's a couple taverns, inns, a couple banks. There's actually another bank over here but where it says book vendor. I don't know why they don't show it here. Crafting station, Haven statue lets you change instances. And down at the bottom, the fishing village for when you're ready to leave. And that's pretty much it for the interface. Oh wait, here we go. So, yeah, hit escape, you got your game menu. You got your settings in here. Pretty self-explanatory, click through them, check it out. I'm stuck. This will unstuck you. If you get stuck in like a rock or something, it doesn't work very good. So, if it happens, then try that. Just see if it works. If it doesn't, then you want to contact the GM. Stuck, type your message. It usually takes about a minute. They come and move you. You can do a bunch of other things in the GM petition, and they're usually pretty quick to respond and help you out. So make sure to use that. You can report bugs here. You can also go on their website and report bugs directly to the developers through email. And then you have your logout and quit game. Alright. So that covers the interface for newbies. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. And let me know what else you might need help with. Alright. Bye bye.